Cat Country 107.3, we're talking keeping South Jersey working this morning. Joining me is Vinny D'Alessandro, president of the Southern Branch for OceanFirst Bank. Vinny, thanks for joining us here in Cat Country.
Thank you so much. I hope you and your listeners are staying safe in these very, very challenging times.
What are some things that OceanFirst Bank is doing right now to help the South Jersey community?
So from South Jersey, we've recognized our responsibility to support that part of the state following the acquisition that we have done of multiple banks like Cape Bank, Ocean City Home Bank, Sun Bank, and Capital Bank. We're really making sure that our customers have access to their banking needs and to their personal bankers by staying open, in the safest way possible, operating our branches in drive-throughs, using our night deposit boxes all day, literally just giving them access to their banker, right? And also providing some technology, things like FaceTime and Teams and remote banking and all the good things that we do so that we can stay connected to our folks. And as an example of some of the things that we're doing to help our folks during the pandemic is, we're focusing in on getting our companies and the employees these Paycheck Protection Program loans through the SBA to keep the employees working, which has been really important.
Sure.
We've provided over 3,500 of those loans for nearly $500 million. And Joe, the key here is, we've helped over 55,000 employees stay at work.
That's awesome.
And that's been a really important aspect of keeping this economy moving, as best as we possibly can.
Cat Country 107.3, we're talking with Vinny D'Alessandro from OceanFirst Bank. Talk a little bit, if you will, Vinny, about the OceanFirst Foundation commitment.
Our foundation has been just a miracle worker, right? So they continue to support the community, and they tend to do their best work in times like this, much like they did in post 9/11, following the financial crisis of 2008 and post Sandy. They have partnered recently with the Grunin Foundation and Town Square Media, who we've had a long-standing relationship, to provide 40 acts of kindness grants to nonprofits demonstrating these cool, out of the ordinary acts of kindness to groups like the Emmanuel Cancer Foundation, Move for Hunger, Jewish Family Services, just to name a few. And they've also done two other pretty cool things, one of which was they bought 10,000 boxes of cookies from the Jersey Shore Council, the Girl Scouts, since they can't sell them the way they have in the past, right?
Wow.
And then we donated those cookies to a local food bank. And then most importantly for us, the foundation provided $250,000 to various organizations out on the front line to support the life-saving work they're doing. Examples are like Atlanticare, Meridian Shore Medical Center, and then food providers like the Food Bank of South Jersey. Very, very important work.
People can find out more about your foundation on our website, catcountry1073.com. How has the banking business changed? Is this anything you could have anticipated before?
Yeah, so the one thing we recognize is that, our new normal may be here to stay, right? So we and our clients have had to learn technology at another level, right, to conduct business and keep communication maximized in different ways, right? So we've had to improve our mobile, digital, and online banking. We've had to kind of make sure that we have access to our banking services through our drive-throughs, night deposit box. We've actually done some things out in the parking lots of our branches where we're meeting people like Stewart's Root Beer, right? Conducting business in the safety of their cars, just doing things differently, and then really focusing in on virtual meetings. And this is really key. So we're using things like Teams and FaceTime and Skype because video is really important for us to identify with our staff and with our clients what kind of emotional issues that they may be having. We're doing wellness check-ins with them so that we can get a flavor of what stress they're living through by seeing it on their faces. Sometimes it's a little easier than hearing it just on the phone.
Your employees have had to pivot, but they're doing a great job there at OceanFirst.
And they're pivoting, managing things that they've never had to manage before, with schools closed and, homeschooling responsibilities and other things, being nervous about what their spouse might be doing for a living and who they might be running into out there. It's really a difficult challenge for everybody.
How do you see the banking industry changing as we move through this?
So for us, I think our customers will come out of this with a better understanding of their companies. Plus, they'll have a deeper relationship with their bankers, right? So these relationships are what are really being focused on right now. No longer is it really about what best rate that we can give on deposit and loan products. We will have people that are really financially and emotionally deeper connected to the bank, right? And companies and the bank will learn to adapt better, to reinvent themselves quicker, right? And continue to develop more and more varying channels for us to do business together using technology and try to figure out how to maximize, how to be more efficient, how to better understand the risks in our business. And when you're dealing with a pandemic like this, the bank has to work with our clients to really spend time identifying what a sense of worst case scenario is and how to manage and navigate through it.
What banking questions are people coming to you with these days?
Lots of questions, obviously, about the PPP program, which is what everybody reads about anytime you throw out there that it's a fully forgivable program that can help their employees. We're getting a lot of detailed questions about that. Mm-hmm. We're also getting questions about, how companies can protect their working capital and cash flow in a time when they're not really working, not running their businesses, revenues down. So there's lots of questions on debt relief programs, and they're basically asking how to better manage their balance sheets. What level of debt should they be carrying? What should they be looking at for long-term planning questions? But the most common question that I get is something as simple as, am I going to be okay? Will the bank be there for me during this really difficult times? Because sometimes, people feel like the bank is looking for grade A credit, the best of the best. And when things turn like this, they want to make sure we're going to be there for them.
Cat Country 107.3, we're talking about keeping South Jersey working with Vinny D'Alessandro from OceanFirst Bank. Vinny, before we let you go this morning, anything else you'd like to mention?
No, I just want to appreciate, the sense that, we have in navigating these challenging times, what you guys do on the radio and keeping the lines of communication open for people is really a very important way to keep us all connected, and doing it real and having fun, but being real at the same time. So I thank you and just hope that everybody stays safe. That's the biggest challenge of all. So thank you, Joe.
It's a whole new world, and we're all trying to get through this together. Vinny, thanks for joining us.
My best, Joe.